another each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I have enough sleep finally. Went to bed early. Got up earlier than I wanted to, but that's all right. I'll just get more done, right? Lord, need a little bit more time to lazy around for the day. I've not been able to get to one thing I wanted to do this week. It's just part of life, man. It's just part of life. Yeah, huh? Valet. I am valet right now. I sent Amber a text message that I'm live, even though she's in the group that says it's live. It's just something I've done for a year. It's habit now. Oh, I didn't know you would be at Sam's this early, but it's Friday, so yeah, you're at Sam's. It's what Amber does on Fridays. But I sent her I am live, but I spelt it VLIE. Then I'm like, I am vile, because that's another word in live. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. I think it's gonna have to be a kind of a relaxing day. Woke up this morning and my hot water heater is leaking. Oh, what are you gonna do? Right. You're just gonna take care of it. Hey, Angel. Hey, we have the Roses here today. Angel and Amber Rose. Maybe I should just change my last name to Rose. Should I be Dion Rose? It just doesn't quite work, does it? Probably. I'm more of a daffodil. You know, a petunia, maybe. Dion Petunia. People probably wonder what gender I was, which should just make it funnier. Because I don't give a fuck. All right. So, but gosh, I'm glad I got enough sleep. Yesterday was tough, man. But yeah, actually, it's been emotionally, it's been a tough week. Not just because things are and it's all good stuff. Well, except for a leaky water heater, but fuck, if that's my problem, I'll take it. You know, it can be fixed. I think we got somebody coming over a little later. Might be inconvenienced a little bit by not having some water for a little bit. Oh well, what are you gonna do? Morning, Heather. Good to see you. Thank you very much. All right, we might as well do a little plug here. This was created by Adventure Dyes, owned by my friend Amber Rose. This is actually my favorite. This is a Spider-Man shirt. If you look at it, you can see the body and the legs. It's a spider. But Amber made this for me. It's one of my favorite shirts. I wear it once a week. I'm gonna end up wearing it out. So I gave Amber a shirt. I think she got a little bit of she was washing stuff and got a little bit of bleach on it. So she kind of tie-dyed it, and now it looks even better. Good morning, Claire. It's good to see you. All right, let's get started. Let's get this party started. Dion, Trudge, welcome. I'm ducking in Yoda-isms. They Trudge, this is. You're here. Please say hello. Whether you're watching the live or the rewatch, but we're going to make this a good day today. You know, have an attitude, a good attitude, right? Heather says, I'm not going to the all access care working group. If I went there, I'd just have it. I only go to those so I can disrupt the bullshitters. I'm not going today. Heather says, I'm going to have to get Amber to tie the Etsy website. Well, you have her number, but this is her Facebook page, if that helps any. But Amber, people are kind of asking for your site and stuff. So Amber says, I'm at Sam's Club this early because I have plus and I get in before. Oh, you have Sam's Club Plus. No, that just means it's under a business. Business, so then now they call it plus. All right. We are using today's daily reflection. But I'm going to expand a little bit on it. Sometimes I have to put these up to see what it does. Yeah, it's usually an emoticon that doesn't show up. So we're going to be in the 12 steps and 12 traditions, page 58. I'm just going to read the daily reflection real quick. What a great feeling forgiveness is. What a revelation about my emotional, psychological, and spiritual nature. All it takes is willingness to forgive. God will do the rest. Yeah, I think it takes a little more willingness to forgive. If it was that, maybe it was for them. But for me, it took a little bit more effort. I mean, I would have to go out of my way. Right? That sick man's prayer. God, please save me from being angry. Thy will, not mine, be done. You pray with, maybe if we have a resentment, we pray for other people for 2 weeks that they have a happy life and things are good for them. I always have to pay. I'm sorry. I just saw Amber's thing and she posted something and sometimes I see a word and it just gets added into what I'm saying. Oh, but now I don't even really what I was talking about. Amber says, no, we pay more for membership, but there's extra perks. Yeah. Okay. It used to just be business owners that got to go in early, so they must have changed that. All right, page 58. In the 12 by 12. Good morning, Kira. It's good to see you. I love you, sweetie. All right. Of course, we're in step 5, but I'm going to kind of stick to forgiveness. All right. I'm going to start at the top of page 57. And so let's go ahead and start reading. I will get into the forgiveness stuff. That's what I was saying is, you pray for somebody for 2 weeks. I always have a hard time with that because even my brain it'll say stuff like, God, I hope they get what they deserve. And I can even say it nicely, but in my brain it's, yes, God, will you please give them what they deserve? So I have to be careful what words I use when I'm praying for somebody else that I have a resentment towards. Yeah. All right. Page 57 in the 12 by 12. What are we likely to receive from step 5? Well, there's a lot of benefits to step 5. Number 1, that loneliness is going to really disappear. When you finish step 5, you can start to do other things. But before we move on, Angel said, I had to pray for 6 months. I understand that. It's been 3-4 years. I'm still praying. Sometimes the resentment goes away for a little bit and then it comes back and I got to pray again. And, that's what I got to stick with. Angel, thank you. Says, Lord, may your will for them be done. There we go. I can stick with that. It's just that in my mind, I can, I want to tell God what that will is. Right? Oh, all right. I'm mostly being silly here. Okay. So what are we likely to receive from step 5? For one thing, we shall get rid of that terrible sense of isolation we have always had. The isolation, the feeling apart, not feeling like you belong feeling like you don't belong anywhere. Even the freaks didn't want me. They're like, you're too much for us. I'm like, man, I started this group. I started this freak group. You're gonna kick me out? It's not true. That didn't happen. We're having fun, right? I can be alone and not be lonely anymore. That's really nice. It's not just the fellowship. I have my higher power, man. I am never alone anymore. It doesn't take much for me to do something and bring that sunlight of the spirit in. And that's part of my forgiveness. Okay. Now I put ourselves, there's a couple of steps. Step 9 covers this a little bit. It says, may direct amends to such people wherever possible, except when to do so would injure them or others. You are an other. Yes, you are. Why would you not be another? Why should you not be included in this? Yeah. All right. Almost without exception, alcoholics are tortured by loneliness. It comes with the disease. Our alcoholism separates us from the rest of society. It sets us apart from our peers, from our family. Yeah. I mean, like in my family, it doesn't really seem whether it doesn't seem to matter to a lot of my like relatives that I'm sober or drinking. I honestly don't think that they care. But when I was drinking, gosh, that was an easy excuse to kind of divert the attention somewhere, wasn't it? But now that that's not happening, they just find other things. I'll always be the black sheep of the family. That's not going to change. Most of you here are black sheeps of the family. They like to point fingers. Makes them feel better. It's a tough one to work on forgiveness for, but it is possible. Are we doing forgiveness for them? Are we forgiving them for them? No. Then why are we doing it? We're doing it because God is asking us to. Because when I do, I become a little bit more free to walk in the sunlight of the Spirit. Because when I do, then I am closer to God. Because when I do, then I'm doing God's will. That's why. I'm doing it for me. You got to do the program for yourself. It is not about other people. It is all about cleaning my side of the street, no matter what they have done to me. And it's hard. All right. Even before drinking got bad and people began to cut us off, nearly all of us suffered the feeling that we didn't quite belong. Either we were shy and dared not draw near others, or we were apt to be noisy goodfellows craving attention and companionship, but never getting it, at least to our way of thinking. I was the second one. I was the second one. I was the noise. Still kind of am. We all know I love being the center of attention. I ain't gonna deny that, but I found an arena for it. If it's somebody else's time to be the center of attention, I'm willing to shut my mouth. Yes, I am. Heck yeah. And give them my attention, right? Because I can't expect people to have my attention if I'm not paying attention to them and what they're saying. Sometimes I'm in a Zoom room and this is how everybody's. Yeah. They're not listening. Oh, Amber says, and today is Isaac's kindergarten concert. Right on. So I'm trying to get shit done early. How fun. My granddaughter is in a play tomorrow night. Something like that. Okay. It was as if we were actors on a stage, suddenly realizing that we didn't know a single line of our parts. That's one reason we loved alcohol too well. It let us act extemporaneously. We're going to look it up. Extemporaneously. That's not even right. That's not even close. It said penis problem. It said penis problem. Oh, extemporaneously. What's that going to tell us? Is an adverb meaning done or said without preparation. All right, off the cuff. All right. So actors. So I just did stuff off the cuff. I didn't think about it. I didn't think of the consequences. I'm glad we looked that up because that's not what I took it as. All right. It allowed to act like it's like it gave me an excuse to act the fool. It gave me that. Amber says, ding, ding, got it. Claire says, needed that laugh today. Yeah, we have fun here. You got to have fun. Claire says, if you're unable to forgive others, that could be why forgiveness hasn't been granted to you. Yeah, I would think that'd be a good reason. But we're going to find some. See, everything starts from within. Because step 5 is where forgiveness happens. We need it for the rest of the steps. So I kind of clear the way for us. Who's the first person that we need to forgive? Ourselves. I found at least, Amber. At least for me, I found it much easier because who was I truly fucking mad at? Who did I hurt more than anybody else in this world? Me. Nobody in this world treated me as badly as I did, but I would blame them for it. Yeah. So forgiveness starts with me. And every day I have to forgive myself. What's the other reason? Because what that does is it settles the past, and now I can use the past to help other people. Even the bad parts of my past. I can say, I did that. You may not want to try that because the result was not good. But even Bacchus boomeranged us. We were finally struck down and left in terrified loneliness. Terrified loneliness. Right? What sucks, you know what comes with that is paranoia. Morning, Michelle. Good to see you. When we reached AA and for the first time in our lives stood among people who seemed to understand, the sense of belonging was tremendously exciting. We thought the isolation problem had been solved. Ooh, not quite yet. We thought the isolation, but we soon discovered that while we weren't alone anymore in the social sense, we still suffered many of the old pangs of anxious apartness. This is an anxiety. It is called separation anxiety, and it has to do with abandonment. You think only dogs get separation anxiety? Cats go through it too. They just don't show it because they're assholes. Because they think they rule the world, right? Yeah. Don't you feel kind of anxious? Do you look forward to the meetings? Can you? Oh, is it 5? Do we get to meet yet? Do we get to meet yet? Yeah, that's this anxious apartness. I go through it too. Where it's like, God, I wish that meeting could come. Okay, so what do I need to do? Well, I need to be with God at that time. Spend some time with God. Go play some badminton together or something. Yeah. Figure out your penis problem. That was so funny. Your cat shows it. I have one cat that shows it. The other 3 are like, yeah, he's the youngest one. So, I mean, I think he just figures I'm here all the time. So when I'm gone, he's like, he is a little confused. He'll figure it out. So until we had talked with complete candor of our conflicts and had listened to someone else do the same thing, we still didn't belong. Step 5 was the answer, is the beginning of true kinship with man and God. So, well, the part that they're saying there for anybody that hasn't done a step 5 yet, step 5 is when we admit all the things that we did wrong. Okay, I'm not getting into that part today, Well, that makes sense, Amber. She said they have PSD from Sean dying and being in the hospital for a while. Yeah. Don't say that animals don't have memory. Oh, they don't remember. They're just stupid. They remember. Even you ever see a spider just stop because it's trying to hide from you? I had a spider the other day. It knew I could see it, but the moment I turned my back, it booked it. It was gone. Heather says, I definitely get separation anxiety from this group. Sadly, I'm working tonight and we'll miss it. It's okay. We'll be there tomorrow. And try hitting a different meeting if you can. Amber says, they now know when we are packing for a trip. My dogs also start acting like crankheads because they know we're going. Yeah. So they get all worked up. This vital step is also the means by which we begin to get the feeling that we could be forgiven no matter what we've said, thought, or done. Okay, this is going to get a little religion-y, and I apologize. No, I don't apologize, but it may sound a little religion-y. What is forgiveness for? What is forgiveness for? Why do you need forgiveness? Is there an afterlife? Is there an afterlife? Most people want to be forgiven so they get into heaven. And this is my only belief. This is my belief. Only God can really truly forgive. If that's the case, then only God can truly forgive. So what does it say here? We could be forgiven no matter what. So now that I have been forgiven, I can give it away. It is a dividend. Just like love. All right. Like love is a dividend. And when I have so much love, I have to start giving it away. Do I not? Well, forgiveness is the same thing. Now that God has forgiven me, I can forgive myself and others. But that forgiveness only goes to the point so where I can have a better attitude. So that I'm in the sunlight of the Spirit. And that's what forgiveness is, in my experience anyway, has been for. I cannot truly forgive other people. But what I can do is settle it so that I can be of maximum service to the people around me that day. That's it. What does that mean? It means I do not have the power to forgive other people's derelictions. I don't have the power. I can forgive them, but again, it only goes so far as I do not permit people into heaven. I ain't St. Peter. Right? Heather says, my foster cat, youngest sons that I've had for over a year, hasn't seen me in a week. Ooh, bummer. I attended my other home group this morning at 8:30. Awesome. I'm glad that you got 2 of them. That's cool. Shell says, yes, there's an afterlife. You can give it away or you can forgive yourself. Give it away. Give it away. Give it away now. Claire says, although their derelictions are glaring. Yeah, of course they're glaring. Because we do it too. That's why they're glaring. Or, I'll tell you the biggest one, and I see it all the time. It's become kind of a gaslighting. It happens all the fucking time. Putting down other people's feelings. Shit like that. Yeah. Okay, let's move on. Often, it was while working this step with our sponsors or spiritual advisors that we first felt truly able to forgive others, no matter how deeply we felt they had wronged us. Our moral inventory had persuaded us that all-around forgiveness was desirable. But it is only when we resolutely tackle 5 that we inwardly knew we'd be able to receive forgiveness and give it too. There it is. Nice and simple. Man, I was at 8 people that dropped a 5 like that. I never know what that count is. I'm presuming that there's 5, 6 people here. And everybody was on YouTube. That's right. Fuck you, Facebook. What do you know? What do you know anyway, Facebook? They even send me stuff all the time. Hey, you're doing great. Then I'm like, then why do you continue to put my videos at the bottom of the scrolling? Right? We're gonna do one more paragraph, but it doesn't really have to do with forgiveness. Kinda. But this word goes with forgiveness. This word, because we have to have it. Because we have to have it in order to have forgiveness. Another great dividend we may expect from confiding our defects with another human being is humility. A word often misunderstood. Yeah, we're going to have some humility. Hey, I've been there before. I've done things like that. I can certainly forgive them, can't I? Definition of humility.
Here's the definition of humility: a modest or low view of one's own importance, humbleness.
A modest or low view of one's importance. Now, that makes it sound like it's low self-esteem, but that's not. I don't think less of myself. I think of myself less. That's humility. Doing something for somebody else without expecting anything in return. That is humility. Bowing my head to God, praying. That is humility. Step 5, admitting my faults to somebody else. That is humility. Admitting when I'm wrong and correcting it. That is humility. Would you like me to find you a different definition, Amber? Amber says, I don't like that definition. I wasn't big on it either. Here, let's see if we find another one. Humility is often described as a modest view of one's own importance, or the state of being modest and not conceited. It means that you're willing to do what needs to be done. It doesn't matter what it is. That we don't take claim for things. We don't claim. I don't claim a lot of stuff. I don't need to. I just don't need to. What am I going to do? Go online and brag about people that I help? And no, it just, because then I'm getting that gift. Let's talk about that a little bit. See, there are always gifts, but if you choose your own, you're going to miss the one God gives you. So if you help somebody and then you go online and you brag about it, there's your gift. You created your own gift. Nah, I don't go that way. I don't need likes and loves and all this other stuff in order to feel like I belong. I don't need it. Mm-mm. I get plenty of compliments every day. And it usually stays between me and that person. And you know what I say? Thank you. And that's where it ends. And then I go double down. Then I go back to God and I double down on what I was doing. And it works very well. Right? But I don't feel the need to be so important that I am singled out for my charity. Nah. Yeah. Hi, Amber. You get likes and love and live in person. That's right. Right. To those who have made progress in AA, amounts to the clear recognition of what and who we really are, followed by a sincere attempt to become what we could be. So there's another version of humility for you, Amber, which you probably like. So to those who have made progress, it amounts to a clear recognition of what and who we really are. That's what the fourth and fifth step does. It gets down to causes and conditions, right? Because I need to know a few things, okay? And I need to know my limitations, okay? But I also need to know my strengths. All right. So then to become a sincere attempt to be what I'm actually supposed to be. Yeah. And now I get to be just Dion. I don't have masks. I don't have to wear different hats. Okay? My dad hat, my father, or my dad, father, same thing. Husband hat, son hat, uncle hat. Now you get the same Dion. It ain't gonna change. I don't have to be all these different things anymore. I just get to be me at the moment. And I don't need to be more than that. Therefore, our first practical move toward humility must consist of recognizing our deficiencies. No defect can be corrected unless we clearly see what it is, but we'll have to do more than see. The objective look at ourselves we achieved in step 4 was, after all, only a look. All of us, for example, saw that we lacked honesty, tolerance, and that we were beset at times by attacks of self-pity, or delusions of personal grandeur. Though now recognized our defects were still there, something had to be done about them, and we soon found that we could not wish them or will them away by ourselves. Now, when it comes to character defects, you can't wish or will them away. You have to confront them. You can get a lot. There's one thing that they didn't bring up in step 5 that I saw that I got. I found that most of my courage came from step 5, and that it was going to take a lot of courage for me to forgive everybody that I had felt had messed with my life. But I can tell you now, I don't forget. You do not need to forget. Forgiveness does not include abuse. It does not include abuse. Nope. Whether that be physical, mental, emotional, or spiritual abuse. No. As God's children, we stand on our own 2 feet. I'm not going to apologize that I believe in God. I don't need to. I can tell you now, most people in this world don't give a fuck anyway what I believe in. All right. Heather says, I'm excited to find out who I really am. So many years of being a chameleon. Yeah, it's an adventure. It is. It's a neat adventure to find out who you are and then start applying it. I had no idea. I had no idea. I mean, I had some of an inkling. I've been in therapy a very long time. I've looked inward for a very long time. So, all right. That'll be it for today. I hope everybody has a good day. Still, the day is still young. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I appreciate it. I love you. You know I do. Peace out. And